Imagine a Europe still reeling from war. The cities were rebuilding, food was rationed, and fabrics were scarce. Women had spent years wearing practical clothing, boxy suits, short skirts, simple dresses, anything that could conserve material. Function had ruled over fantasy. Into this world stepped a man who dared to dream in silk, tulle, and layers upon layers of sumptuous fabric. His name was Christian Dior, and in 1947, he changed fashion forever. Dior's first collection was unveiled at 30 Avenue Montaigne in Paris, a quiet but elegant street that would soon become one of the most famous addresses in the fashion world. It was February 12th, 1947, and the audience had no idea they were about to witness a revolution. As the models glided down the runway in rounded shoulders, cinched waists, and skirts so voluminous they seemed to float, the room gasped. Gone were the austere lines of wartime fashion. Dior's designs were soft, romantic, and unapologetically feminine. It was Harper's Bazaar editor Carmel Snow who famously declared, "It's such a new look." The phrase stuck, and Dior's debut became known worldwide as the new look. It was not just a style, it was a statement. After years of deprivation, Dior gave women permission to indulge again in beauty, luxury, and elegance. The new look celebrated the female form, bringing back the hourglass silhouette in a way that felt both nostalgic and revolutionary. The new look's defining features, nipped-in waists, full skirts, and delicate shoulders, were crafted with meticulous detail. Dior believed a dress was a piece of architecture, built to enhance a woman's natural shape. He used yards and yards of fabric in each creation, a choice that was both audacious and controversial at a time when many countries still had clothing rations. In England, some even accused Dior of wastefulness. But women did not care. They adored the fantasy, the artistry, the feeling of wearing something extraordinary in an ordinary world. Dior's success was instant and global. Hollywood stars like Marlene Dietrich, Rita Hayworth, and Ava Gardner became loyal clients, draping themselves in his gowns for premieres and events. Royalty followed suit. Princess Margaret of Britain and Queen Soraya of Iran were among the elite who embraced his designs. Dior's dresses did more than make women look beautiful. They made them feel powerful, elegant, and important. But Dior's revolution went beyond the clothes themselves. He understood branding before branding became a marketing buzzword. He expanded into accessories, perfumes, and even ready-to-wear lines, ensuring that his name was accessible to women who might never own a couture gown, but could still carry a Dior handbag or wear Dior perfume. The launch of Miss Dior perfume in 1947 was not just a fragrance release, it was a declaration of his vision. Timeless, feminine, and unforgettable. Dior also transformed the business of fashion by putting Paris back at the center of the global style conversation. Before the war, Paris had been the undisputed fashion capital. During the conflict, New York and London gained ground out of necessity. Dior's arrival re-established France's dominance in haute couture, and he did it with such force that Paris once again became the place where trends were born and the world took notice. His vision of femininity was not without its critics. Feminists of the era sometimes accused Dior of turning women into fragile, decorative objects, pointing to the corseted waists and impractical skirts. Yet many women saw it differently. They had spent years in masculine uniforms, working in factories and offices, and Dior's silhouettes felt like a reclamation of glamour. It was not about weakness, it was about the power of beauty and the joy of self-expression. Christian Dior's work was also deeply personal. Before becoming a designer, he had been a gallery owner, showing the works of artists like Salvador Dali and Pablo Picasso. His background in art infused his designs with a painter's eye for composition, color, and balance. Each collection was like a gallery exhibit, with every piece contributing to a larger story. He was inspired by flowers, gardens, and the landscapes of his childhood in Normandy, and these influences can be seen in the floral motifs, soft palettes, and organic shapes that ran through his collections. Dior's reign was tragically short. He died unexpectedly in 1957 at the age of 52, just 10 years after introducing the new look. Yet in that decade, he built a fashion empire that still defines luxury to this day. His successor, a young Yves Saint Laurent, carried the torch forward, modernizing the brand while staying true to its DNA. Decades later, Dior remains one of the most prestigious fashion houses in the world, worn by everyone from Charlize Theron to Jennifer Lawrence to Natalie Portman. The legacy of Christian Dior is more than just a collection of beautiful gowns. It is the story of how fashion can uplift a generation. In the bleak aftermath of war, he dared to dream of beauty, extravagance, and joy. And in doing so, he gave women a new way to see themselves. He proved that clothing could be both art and armor, that elegance could be a form of empowerment, and that style, when done with vision, can change the world. Even today, when the world is vastly different from post-war Paris, the principles Dior championed remain relevant. Women still look for clothing that makes them feel confident, beautiful, and in control. Designers still chase the magic of creating something truly new. And fashion lovers still remember the day Christian Dior stepped into the spotlight and reshaped the very idea of what it means to be a woman in style.